Welcome to NYNJPA Weather, your weather source for the Northern Mid-Atlantic. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. I want to start this morning with the radar as of 11 a.m. and as you can see we have plenty of rain moving through eastern Pennsylvania and approaching the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. This rain is associated with a disturbance that is moving along the stationary front and will exit by later on this afternoon. Between now and later on this afternoon, though, let's say about 4 p.m., we'll continue to see periods of rain, and some of that rain will be heavy at times. So if you're living in areas that are already experiencing some flooding because of the elevated river levels over the flood stage, be prepared because there will be a threat for flash flooding with this rain as it moves through. Otherwise, what this rain signifies is the beginning of the stationary front to lift north. This is our surface map as of 11 a.m. and as you can see we have a stationary front basically bisecting the northern mid-Atlantic. It basically runs over the New York City metropolitan area, through central New Jersey, and over the Philadelphia metropolitan area. To the southeast and south of this front, temperatures are in the 60s and for the most part pleasant conditions, although cloudy, are being experienced. To the north of this front, temperatures are in the 50s, a little bit cool, a little bit more raw, with winds from the north and northeast. Now, what I'm expecting to occur here is that this area low pressure over the southern plains is going to track towards the eastern Great Lakes by tomorrow evening. As that low pressure system moves north, the stationary front will move north as a warm front. So I'm expecting this to develop, should I say, throughout this afternoon into the evening hours. So we'll see periods of showers on and off and a shift in the winds from the northeast to the southeast and finally from the south by later on tonight. That's going to transport a much warmer air mass into the northern mid-Atlantic by tomorrow afternoon, where we could be seeing temperatures in the mid-70s, possibly upper 70s in a few locations, especially around the Philadelphia metropolitan area and the Delaware River Valley. Now, there is a threat for severe weather starting tomorrow evening, but I want you to take a look at the 500 millibar forecast from the European Model Guidance from the Penn State EWAL website. Notice the strongest lifting, that's that dark red, is focused over the eastern Great Lakes and shifting towards northern New England. Now, this purple area that you're seeing over the southeast and southern mid-Atlantic, that's sinking air. And that sinking air is moving towards the northern mid-Atlantic. Why is all of this important? Well, the best dynamics are clearly being focused towards northern New England tomorrow evening. And that's when we're expecting this cold front to move through the northern mid-Atlantic. Now, the latest model guidance that is just coming out right this moment is clearly showing a less of a threat for severe weather for tomorrow evening. And the reason why is because all the best dynamics are separated from all the best instability, which is basically over the southeast and southern mid-Atlantic. So really the northern mid-Atlantic really doesn't have any support from either feature as far as instability, which is clearly best to the south, and upper level dynamics and lifting, which is clearly to the north. So while there will be a threat for showers and thunderstorms, and a few of these thunderstorms will be severe, I think the threat for severe thunderstorms will be very isolated, and the primary impact from these thunderstorms will be strong wind gusts over 50 miles per hour for the most part, and possibly some small hail. But for the most part, these thunderstorms will be strong with heavy downpours, occasional to frequent lightning, and again, a threat for some flash flooding possible. At the surface, you can clearly see the cold front approaching the northern mid-Atlantic by around 8 p.m. And again, along this cold front, there will be some showers and some strong thunderstorms, but I think the isolated threat for severe weather is going to be primarily focused around the Philadelphia metro on south. And for the New York City metropolitan area, I think the highest threat here is going to be the very heavy rainfall. If you're in northeastern New Jersey, this might be another problem for flash flooding once again. Notice to the west, though, high pressure is on the way. And for the rest of this coming week, high pressure will be in control, with temperatures averaging slightly below normal, with temperatures in the upper 50s to mid 60s. Overall, not a bad end to the week. And if you're saying to yourself, I've seen this before, Yes, you have. It basically is a carbon copy of last week with pleasant weather conditions for the end of this week for Thursday and Friday. However, there is one change coming up for this weekend, which is going to be far more pleasing to many people throughout the northern Mid-Atlantic. Now we're going to fast forward to the surface map for Saturday evening. Notice a very different change here. We have high pressure and control off the east coast, and we have a cold front that is approaching the eastern Great Lakes but is slowing down. And we have another area low pressure developing over the southern plains. Unfortunately, that low pressure over the southern plains is going to bring another threat for severe weather from the southern plains all the way through the Mississippi River Valley and towards the Tennessee River Valley. However, the cold front over the eastern Great Lakes, that's not going to move any much further west than, let's say, Syracuse, Buffalo, maybe parts of Pittsburgh. This cold front is stalling, and the northern Mid-Atlantic is going to be to the south of this cold front, which means we finally enter the pattern I've been looking for, where the storm track is shifted well to the north and west. And so for Sunday and for Monday, that stationary front will linger to the northwest of the northern Mid-Atlantic. Now, there will still be a threat for a few scattered showers here and there, but it will not be a complete washout for the weekend. And when the sun does break out, temperatures are going to be able to warm into the 60s and 70s. And then when it's cloudy, as a few disturbances pass through, temperatures will hold back in the lower to mid 60s. But overall, a much better weekend than what we saw last weekend. As for the area low pressure, that's going to track towards the eastern Great Lakes for early next week, keeping the northern Mid-Atlantic on the very warm side of this storm track. Look for temperatures in the 70s as a norm by next week. Thank you for trusting in NYNJPA Weather as your weather source for the northern Mid-Atlantic. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Have a great day.